Hi, if you want to watch exclusive content with hot girls that you won't watch on YouTube, namely where Naruto roasts Kushina and Mikoto and many other hot girls without restrictions, then visit my Boosty channel at the link in the description. Minato Namikaze and Kushina Uzumaki defeated the Nine-Tailed and sealed a good half into their newborn son. Minato sealed the other half into himself. Then a strange shadow approached, which was almost invisible. He transferred Naruto's power. You must destroy the Otsutsuki clan. They must not know that I gave you power. You are the child of the prophecy Uzumaki Naruto, he said, and burned his body. Kushina saw this, but she could not do anything. Then the third Hokage arrived. Hiruzen noticed Minato's son. Take care of him, Kushina said, and fell dead. I promise, Hiruzen said. After that, the elders and the Hokage issued an order that Naruto should not know who his parents were. But then Jiraiya came to the council, one of the legendary Trinity. Sensei, I heard that Minato died in battle with the nine-tailed beast, is that true? Yes, Jiraiya, it's true. Can I take him on a trip? Jiraiya asked. I am not against this idea, Hiruzen said. But then Danzo and the elders intervened in the conversation. No, Jiraiya, with all due respect, we will not allow the village's weapons to be taken away, Danzo almost hissed. I'll take him on a journey and return him when he turns 8. Jiraiya said angrily. Okay, if you don't return him when he turns 8, we declare you and Naruto a missing nin? Yes, our toad Sannin said calmly. 8 years later. How much longer do we have to go? Asked a blonde boy of about 8 years old. Everyone. We've already arrived, said the white-haired shinobi. Here are our 2 heroes at the main gates of Konoha. At the gates stood 2 constant guards, Izumo and Kotetsu. Oh, Jiraiya-sama, you're back, Izumo said. Yes, our journey is over. Is the Hokage in? Yes, we will take you, said Kotetsu, and went towards the residence. Naruto stood silently all this time and looked around the village. POV Naruto. It's really beautiful here. And it looks like they recognized me. Oh, and I hope that they wouldn't hate me. Well, what can I do? I have to endure it. I still have to remember the village. After all, I still have to live here. But then Ero-Sannin brought me out of my thoughts. Hey Naruto, are you even listening to me? Jiraiya asked. Oh, what? Oh, sorry, Ero-Sannin, I was just thinking. Did you say something? We've already arrived. Now we'll go to the Hokage. Come with me. After Hokage-sama makes sure that everything is okay with you, go out into the corridor. I'll need to talk to them nicely? Yes, of course. Now we have reached the Hokage's office. Jiraiya knocked, and we entered. The office was very large and bright and very beautiful. At the table sat the old Hokage. Ero-Sannin told me about him. NPOV Naruto. Hello, Naruto. Hello, Hokage-sama. Ero-Sannin told me about you, said our unfailing blonde. Naruto, do you want to become a shinobi and protect your village? The old man asked. Yes, sure. Here are the keys to your place of residence. The allowance for orphans is given out once a month. Tomorrow, come to me with Jiraiya with the documents. Admission will start soon. I advise you to hurry. Okay, thank you, Hokage-sama, I said and left the office, having previously taken the keys. So, Jiraiya, how was your trip? In principle, everything went well. There were no bursts of Kyuubi chakra. I created a taijutsu training program for him. He also already knows how to use chakra, drive away, and climb on hard surfaces. He also read a lot of books, so in theory he will have no equal. He also has very strong chakra, which is surprising for an 8-year-old boy. Good job, Jiraiya, you can go, said the old man. Okay, I'll go show Naruto around his new place of residence. Good luck, the old man said to him at last. Jiraiya and Naruto walked through Konoha towards Naruto's new home. Are you worried? Asked a cheerful Jiraiya. I'm more worried about admission, but what if they don't accept me because I'm a Jinchuriki? Don't be afraid, my teacher Hokage, you will be accepted in any case, but everything also depends on the ball that distributes students into classes, but I think you will get into the elite class. After all, your chakra is very strong for an 8-year-old child, said Jiraiya. Thanks for the support, Naruto said with his signature smile. Everyone has arrived, said Jiraiya and pointed towards the dormitory. Yeah. The apartment is SOSO, but it's okay to live in. There's furniture, a small kitchen. I think that'll be enough for me, Naruto said as he walked into his new apartment. Listen, Naruto. Jiraiya began unexpectedly seriously. Something happened, you don't seem like yourself? Naruto said in surprise. Wait, Jiraiya said just as seriously and, having waited for an affirmative nod, continued. Listen, the money that is given to orphans is very small, barely enough for food, so twice a month I will send you money, okay? Yes, of course, said Naruto, smiling broadly. You put your things away for now, and I'll take your documents. I'll be there soon, Jiraiya said cheerfully and ran off, leaving our blonde alone. So first of all, we need to unpack things. Thank God that there is at least furniture, otherwise looking at this apartment, it becomes uneasy, shabby wallpaper, a wall that is ready to fall at any moment. But at least it is something. After 15 minutes, Naruto had laid out all his things. Great, I've put all my things away, now I can go eat. Just at that moment, Jiraiya entered the apartment with 2 large bags of groceries. Here's something for you. It should be enough until the end of the month, since the money won't be coming anytime soon. I've made arrangements about the academy. Tomorrow you and I are going to the academy, after which I'll go on a trip. How long will your trip last? About 3 years ago, the elders were so angry that you and I were late, and please be careful, especially on October 10th. I hope you remember why. Jiraiya said and looked at Naruto. Yes, of course I remember. October 10th is the day of victory over Kyuubi and my birthday, although no one should say that I am a Jinchuriki, but still people will not be able to remain silent, knowing that I am nearby. I'm glad you understood that. Okay, let's go eat. Then we'll walk around Konoha. I hope you don't mind, said Jiraiya and went towards the kitchen. Naruto followed him saying, Of course not. Jiraiya cooked something to eat and they went for a walk. All the time Naruto was looking at hateful eyes. They wanted to kill him, or at least throw stones at him, but because of Jiraiya they couldn't do anything. The children didn't understand why their parents didn't like this boy so much, but they still tried to stay away from him. So they walked until late. Jiraiya bought ice cream, walked and told funny stories from life. Naruto was having fun, but good things can't last forever. As it got dark, Jiraiya and Naruto went home. When he got home, Naruto washed himself in the shower and went to bed. The next day, Naruto, wake up! Jiraiya shouted, and after a couple of minutes Naruto woke up. Get up, what are you shouting about? Whispered sleepy Naruto and went to wash up. After breakfast they went to the academy. The third Hokage started telling the children about the will of fire and other nonsense for several hours. Then Iruka came out with a piece of paper in his hand. Now I will call out names. The one who is called must come out to us and direct their chakra into this ball. Iruka pointed to the ball. If the ball lights up green, you will go to the weakest class. If it lights up yellow, you will be sent to a stronger class. If the ball lights up red, you will go to the elite class. Is everything clear to everyone? Yes, Iruka-sensei. Came the answer after that. Iruka began to call the children one by one. Can I skip this moment? I will name only the elite and not all of them. I hope you will not be offended. Sasuke Uchiha? Iruka said. And a not very tall girl with 2 ponytails, in black shorts and a t-shirt came out on stage. Approaching the stage and conducting her chakra, she got into the elite class. Who would have doubted it? Naruto Uzumaki. The teacher shouted, and a blonde man in an orange jumpsuit came out on stage. Approaching the stage, he conducted his chakra into the ball, and it burst from Naruto's chakra. Everyone was surprised, especially the Hokage. Iruka was the first to recover and said Naruto Uzumaki gets into the elite class. All the adults were against it. But the Hokage calmed them down. And the students went to the building where they would study for 4 years. Walking into the office, Naruto sat down next to Sasuke Uchiha. Since there was no place in the back rows. Hello, Naruto said with his signature smile. Hello, you're Naruto, right? By the way, are you new to the village? I haven't seen you here before, Sasuke asked. Yes, I am not very much loved here, and I don't have parents, so my godfather took me on a trip. We returned a couple of days ago. So our heroes started talking, telling all sorts of stories from their not very long lives. Until Iruka entered the classroom. After that, everyone fell silent and stood up to greet the teacher. Hello, children. Hello, Iruka-sensei. I am very glad that I will be teaching you these 4 years. I hope I can teach you a lot. The first lesson is tomorrow at 9 o'clock. You can all go free." After this phrase, all the children, except Naruto and Sasuke, ran out of the classroom and went to their parents. Naruto and Sasuke continued their sweet conversation. Itachi Uchiha, the older brother, the genius of the Uchiha, and one of the youngest ANBU, was waiting for Sasuke at the exit. "Itachi and I-san, you came." Sasuke shouted and ran to hug her older brother. "When did you get back?" "I just came from a mission. Mom asked me to pick you up." "Who is this?" Itachi said and pointed at Naruto. "Ni-san, meet my new friend Naruto Uzumaki." "I haven't seen you in this village, Naruto, before. Are you new?" Itachi asked with interest. "Yes, Itachi-san, I returned from my trip a couple of days ago." "Well, I'm glad that Amuto finally has friends." "Listen, do you want to go for a walk with us?" Itachi asked. "Nobody's waiting for me at home anyway," Naruto thought. "Of course I don't mind," Naruto said with a smile on all 32 faces. Sasuke was happy. So they walked until the evening. "Sasuke, it's time for us to go home. We'll be having dinner soon," Itachi said. "Of course. Listen, Naruto, don't you want to come with us? Will Mom be okay with it?" "Sorry, Sasuke, I still need to train, so see you tomorrow." Naruto said goodbye and ran in the opposite direction from the Uchiha. Having reached the training ground, Naruto opened the scrolls that Jiraiya left for him. "So first of all, I need to learn some kind of barrier, because I'm being followed, I'm sure of it," Naruto thought to himself. After 1.5 hours, Naruto learned his first barrier, and was very proud of himself. Walking on the way home, he met some drunk jonin. "Wow, the demon has really returned," one of them said laughing. "Let's avenge our friends." Naruto started to run away, but still he had no chance to escape from the jonin. They took him to a dark alley and started to beat him with their feet and hands. After Naruto lost consciousness, a shadow appeared behind the jonin and knocked them out. It turned out that it was Itachi who was going to guard the night village. He recognized the boy as Naruto and wanted to take him to the hospital, but quickly realized that Naruto would not be accepted since he was a Jinchuriki. "Mom will be able to help Naruto," the thought flashed through Itachi's head. And he ran at maximum speed towards the house, hoping that his mother was not sleeping. Having run into the house, a worried Mikoto ran out into the hallway. "Itachi, who is this?" asked a worried Mikoto. "Mom, this is Naruto Uzumaki, the Jinchuriki of the Nine-Tailed Fox. Apparently the drunk jonin decided to take revenge on him for the past. The hospital won't accept him. Can you help him?" "Yes, of course. Take it to the hall. I will bring everything necessary." Itachi carried Naruto and put him on the couch. A few seconds later Mikoto flew into the room. "Itachi, I'll take care of it myself from now on. You can go on the mission. I'll come in the morning, take Otoro to the academy. But he's a Jinchuriki. I think Kyuubi will patch him up anyway." "I think so too. Okay, go. Itachi, be careful." Naruto woke up in some sewer knee-deep in water. "Where am I?" said Naruto and felt a powerful chakra and went in that direction. A couple of seconds later, he came out to a large room in the middle of which stood a large golden cage. Only Naruto approached it, as two large red eyes appeared from there. "Finally my jailer has come. I would kill you but I will die myself." "Who are you?" Naruto asked in surprise. "You don't even know who is sealed inside you. I am the great and terrible Kyuubi, but Yoko," the fox said proudly. "It's probably because of you that everyone hates me. Listen, let's be friends. What's your name?" "Aren't you afraid of me, stupid man?" the Kyuubi asked, dumbfounded. "No, I'm not afraid of you." "So will you tell me your name?" "I already named him." "No, I don't believe you. I'm sure it's just a nickname." "Right. Is this really the child of prophecy?" thought Kurama and remembered the words of the father. "Remember, my children, one day a boy will appear. From the prophecy, he will stop all wars and rid the world of hatred. He will try to befriend you. Befriend him. You will have to help him. So will you answer me?" The blonde man didn't calm down. "My name is Kurama." "Listen, Kurama, how can I free you?" "Why do you need this?" Kurama asked in surprise. "I don't really want my second friend to be locked up." Naruto then noticed the seal hanging on the bars. "Maybe I should try to tear it off," Naruto thought. Listen, Kurama, what if we tear off this seal? Don't do this, Naruto, under any circumstances. My chakra is poisonous, you won't survive after this. I'll try anyway, Naruto said and grabbed the seal. But then he was grabbed by the hand and pushed away from the cage. Turning around, Naruto saw his parents, Minato and Kushina. They were standing and smiling. Naruto, with tears in his eyes, rushed to hug them. How did you end up here, Mom, Dad? You see, son, before I died, I sealed our chakra in you to help you gain the power of the Kyuubi in the future. Why did you try to break the seal? Because Kurama is my friend, Naruto said and tore off the seal. The cage opened and the Kyuubi chakra flowed into Naruto's body. And nothing happened. Minato and Kushina did not understand what happened, but then Kurama explained everything to them. Naruto is my father's reincarnation, so my chakra didn't kill him. At that moment, Naruto was in Kurama's cloak, and with Jogen in his eyes. What's wrong with your eyes, Naruto? Minato asked. I don't know, apparently this is some kind of new dojutsu, said Naruto. I think so too, said Kurama. Okay, Naruto, our chakra is running low, Minato said, but I still have a parting gift for you. The boy's father said and handed over the second part of the Kyuubi. And he gave a scroll with the Rasengan techniques and the flight of the Thunder God. Good luck, son, Naruto's parents said and began to disappear. Bye, Mom, bye, Dad, thanks for the second half of Kurama, said the blonde. Kurama, look after our son, please, asked Kyuubi Kushina. Of course, Kushina, I personally promise you. Thank you. After this phrase, Naruto's parents disappeared. Listen, Kurama, how do you turn off this veil and this dojutsu? I can just take the chakra, but I don't know how to turn off the dojutsu. Naruto tried to turn off his dojutsu for a few more hours, and he succeeded. Listen, Kurama, how do we get out of here? Just imagine yourself leaving here and everything will work out. Okay, thank you, Kurama. Naruto came out of the subconscious and woke up in some unknown room. Getting out of bed, bandaged Mikoto came up to him. Are you awake yet, Naruto? Yes, and who are you? I am Uchiha Mikoto, Itachi and Sasuke's mother. Itachi brought you home beaten yesterday. You were beaten by drunk jonins. Let's go have breakfast now. After this phrase, Sasuke came out of the room in her pajamas. Mom, where is your brother? He hasn't returned from the mission yet. Go wash up, you'll be going to the academy soon. Okay. Sasuke washed herself and went to the kitchen, where Naruto was sitting at the table. Naruto? What are you doing here? Sasuke was beaten by Naruto yesterday, and Itachi brought him here, Mikoto explained. Why did they beat you up, Naruto? Remember I said that they didn't like me. So they took me on a trip. He continued after nodding. I am the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, so they don't like me. I understand, but this is not a reason to beat you. First of all, you are a human being. People find it hard to understand, Sasuke, Mikoto said. After breakfast, Itachi came for the children and took them to the academy. After the academy, Naruto went to train. Arriving at his favorite 16th training ground, he put up a sound and illusory barrier and began training, which Kurama kindly came up with for him. The training itself looks like this: 5 circles around the training ground, 50 push-ups, and the same amount for the press and squats. An hour later, he finished jogging, and after a 15-minute rest, he continued his training. I forgot to mention that he does these exercises without chakra, since it will be too easy with chakra. After 30 minutes he finished his training, and sat down near a tree, and began to disperse chakra through the chakra circulation system, in the future, the SCCH, after 2 hours of meditation. Naruto went to the store to buy chakra conducting paper to find out his element, and begin to develop it. On the way, he saw older students of the academy who began practicing, activating Jogen. Naruto copied the replacement technique and reincarnation. I'll need it now, Naruto thought to himself, since the prices in the stores were greatly inflated for him. Having reached the store, he bought 2 chakra conducting papers and returned to the training ground. Having placed them between the index and middle fingers and between the middle and ring fingers, and having conducted chakra there, something happened that neither Naruto nor the awakened Kurama expected. The first paper was cut into 4 parts. 1 got wet, 2 burned, 3 rotted, 4 shrank, lightning, and the second paper was also cut in half. One side became covered with wood, the second turned into ice. Naruto, you have 5 elements and 2 improved genomes at 8 years old. You really are a genius, Kurama said with admiration. Thank you, Kurama. Apparently because of Jugon I awakened the 5 elements. What's good about that? I need to look for scrolls with techniques of different elements, and study my father's techniques, and look for Fuin techniques. After all, I'm an Uzumaki. Fuin is in our blood. You're right. Listen, I have an idea. What is it? Asked Naruto. Get into the Hokage's office and take the secret scroll from there. There is a description of some Mokuton techniques. But I don't know where you can learn ice. As far as I remember, only the Yuki clan had the ice genome. Okay, thanks Kurama. We'll sneak in tonight and record the techniques from there. After finishing his training, Naruto decided to go to Ichiraku Ramen. After 15 minutes, Naruto entered Ichiraku, where he was greeted by the owner of the establishment, Tsuchi. Oh, hi Naruto, you haven't visited for a long time. I thought you found a better place, said the usually cheerful Tsuchi. Sorry, I just entered the academy. I've been training all day. There's no time left at all, Naruto said cheerfully and smiled his signature smile. Oh, congratulations on getting in. Today it's on the house, Tsuchi said and placed a large bowl of ramen in front of Naruto. Thank you very much, Naruto said and started eating, although as he started, he simply devoured ramen in gigantic quantities. After 7 servings, Naruto left the establishment after thanking Tsuchi again. That night, Naruto snuck into the scroll's hiding place, quickly studying the shadow clones. He created a couple and ordered this scroll to be rewritten. After 10 minutes, everything was ready. Naruto put the scroll back in place and went home to sleep. Getting up at 6 a.m., Naruto washed himself, ate and went to training. Finishing training, he went to the academy, where on the way he met Mikoto and Sasuke, who were going to the academy and they were chatting nicely. Naruto decided to come up and say hello. Hello Mikoto-san, said Naruto running up. Oh, hi Naruto, I haven't seen you in a while. Are you going to the academy? Are you coming with us? Mikoto asked. Yes, of course, if you don't mind, Naruto said and went after Mikoto and her daughter. On the way, Naruto and Sasuke again continued to tell all sorts of stories. Mikoto walked behind and smiled. Finally, Sasuke found a good friend. Having reached the academy, Mikoto said goodbye and went home. The academy was super boring, so Naruto just slept, since he knew all the theory of the academy, and even more. Iruka noticed that Naruto was sleeping, so for the purpose of teaching him a lesson he threw chalk at Naruto. Naruto, without even getting up, calmly caught the chalk between his index and middle fingers, then threw it at the board. Oi, Iruka-sensei, Naruto began. Haven't you heard that you can't throw chalk at students? Said a laughing Naruto. Since you're so smart, maybe you can demonstrate to us the technique of cloning and reincarnation, and tell us the theory. No problem, Iruka-sensei, I'm ready to do your job for free, Naruto said and walked to the center of the room, creating 10 shadow clones and turning into his father. He told the theory to the children, then sat down in his place next to Sasuke with a satisfied face. Naruto, where did you learn shadow clones and hench? Sasuke asked in surprise. I'll tell you about it later, for now it should be a secret. Sasuke turned away and puffed out her cheeks cutely. Naruto, seeing this picture, only laughed. What are you laughing at, Baka? Naruto laughed even more because of this. Sorry Sasuke, you just look funny when you're offended. Baka, Sasuke only whispered. After an amount of time, the lesson ended, and the children ran home. Sasuke, let me walk you. Yes, of course, I don't mind. After 10 minutes, they reached the Uchiha quarter. Sasuke said goodbye to Naruto and went home, and Naruto, as usual, to the training ground. Arriving at the place, Naruto set up barriers and began to learn the simplest Mokuton techniques. So he learned wooden spears, a clone made of wood, and a wooden dome, and was also able to make a small golem out of wood. After these techniques, Naruto decided to practice his chakra control. An hour later, he was able to climb a tree. After another 1.5 hours he was able to walk on water. Naruto sat under the tree and continued to read another scroll. If anything, having rewritten the scroll, it turned out to be somewhat smaller. To his and Kurama's surprise, there were Hayatan, ice, techniques. Where does Konoha have Hayatan techniques? I'm also interested in this, Kurama. But still, it's good for us. That's right. After 3 hours, Naruto learned Ice Spears, Ice Wall, and Ice Dome. Since it got dark, Naruto went home. Not meeting anyone on the way, he came home, continued reading the scroll, deciding to brush up on Fuin. He learned the sealing technique, and Fuin used a little, so as not to spend money on it. After dinner, Naruto went to bed. Waking up at 6 a.m., Naruto went to the shower, then sat down to breakfast, but then Kurama spoke. Naruto, you know who your parents are, why don't you take what is yours by inheritance? Damn, that's right, I didn't think of that, thanks. After breakfast, Naruto went to the Kage's residence. Hello old Hokage, Naruto said smiling. Hello to you too, Naruto, what happened? I want to take back what is mine by inheritance. How do you know? Hiruzen said in surprise. ENBU archives, Naruto said calmly. Okay, I'll give you your inheritance, Naruto. Here are the keys, the house is on the outskirts of Konoha. But I can't give you the money, because you have to turn 18 or until you become a chunin. The house is enough for now. Thank you, old man. With these words, Naruto took the keys and ran to his new house. Having run there in a couple of minutes, he saw a large 2-story house. Wow, what a house, Naruto whispered in surprise. There was a blood barrier there so that only Uzumaki could get in. Going inside, Naruto saw a very large and beautiful house from the inside. Immediately summoning 50 clones, he began cleaning. After 30 minutes, the house was absolutely clean. After cleaning, Naruto ran to his old house and took his things. After moving all his things, Naruto went to the store, not forgetting to use henge, and bought groceries. After taking a rest, Naruto went to his now personal training ground. Sitting under a tree, Naruto decided to learn the Rasengan. He completed the first stage quite quickly. Since his chakra control is good, he had to sweat with the second stage. But he managed. Naruto could not do the third final stage. Well, I'll finish tomorrow, Naruto said and went home to sleep. The next day, having gotten up at 6 a.m., washed and had dinner, Naruto went to the training ground to finish mastering the Rasengan. After 30 minutes, Naruto thought of using a clone, and he managed to create a Rasengan, which he was incredibly happy about. After mastering the Rasengan, Naruto decided to learn a couple of katan techniques, since it is the main element. First of all, he learned the fireball and phoenix flower techniques. When the training was over, he decided to take a walk. On the way, he met Sasuke. Hi Sasuke, do you want to go for a walk? Hello Naruto, I don't mind. Are you from training? Yeah, don't you want to go to Ichiraku Ramen? Of course, I don't mind. Having reached Ichiraku, they sat down and ordered ramen. For Sasuke, Tucci made a special ramen with tomatoes. After eating 2 portions, Sasuke waited for Naruto, and they headed to the park. Naruto bought 2 ice creams and, after walking a little more, Sasuke went home for dinner, inviting Naruto with her. Naruto agreed. Arriving home, Mikoto went out into the hallway to check who had arrived. Surprisingly, Naruto and Sasuke were standing there. Hello, Mikoto-san. Hello, Naruto. Sasuke, go wash up and sit at the table. Okay, Mom, Sasuke replied. After dinner, Naruto stayed with the Uchi house for a while longer, and when he started to get ready to go home, Mikoto stopped him. Naruto, it's already dark outside. Spend the night with us, and tomorrow you'll go to the academy with Sasuke. After thinking for a while, Naruto agreed to the offer. And everyone went to bed. The next day, he got up at 6 a.m. as usual, and, having warned Mikoto, he headed to the training ground. Having completed the training plan, Naruto went home. At home, the blonde did water procedures and, coming to the kitchen, began to cook himself breakfast. When he ate, he decided to send the clone to the academy, and go to training himself. When Naruto came to the training ground, he decided to ask the red-haired schizophrenia to train him in elemental techniques. Having descended into the subconscious, the blonde approached Kurama and asked, Listen, Ku, can you show me elemental techniques? Why not? The fox said, looking at the boy. After 2 years. After several years, Naruto became much stronger than he was. Now our blondie is sitting at home because there is time before the academy. Suddenly an idea came to his head and he decided to consult with Kurama. Naruto sat in the lotus position and went into the subconscious. Hello, Ku! The blonde miracle shouted. Don't scream, little thing. I'm not deaf, said the fox discontentedly. A nasty, flea-ridden rug, Naruto muttered. So why did you come? Kurama pretended that he hadn't heard anything. But in reality he wanted to rage and throw. Oh, right. Do you think I should join ANBU? There's nothing to do at the academy anyway, and for the sake of appearances I can send a clone. The redhead looked at Naruto, who sat on his tail. Not a bad idea, Kurama said, resting his head on his paws. Is that all you came for? The blonde climbed onto the fox's head, sat for a while and asked. Is it possible to change the landscape here? I don't know. Well, it's your subconscious. Try it, maybe it will work. Naruto closed his eyes and imagined a clearing with a large blooming sakura, and under the sakura a large purple pillow. So, why purple? Because I want it that way, smiley face. When he opened his eyes, everything the blonde wanted appeared, and the red-haired schizophrenia was lying under the sakura. How do you like it? Naruto asked, approaching the fox on the soft grass. Thank you very much, was all Kurama could say. After that, the blonde decided not to disturb his friend and left the subconscious. When he left, he sent the clone to the academy. And he himself went to the Hokage. A couple of minutes later, he was near the residence. He wanted to go in, but as soon as the boy was seen, the passage was immediately blocked. But Naruto did not despair and decided to go in through the window. The blonde walked along the wall and knocked on the window. As soon as Hiruzen saw him, he immediately let him in. Hello, Naruto, why did you come in through the window? Asked Hiruzen. Hello, Hokage-sama. They simply wouldn't let me in to see you, so I had to come in through the window. The boy answered. And yes, I came to you on business. I see. I'm listening to you. What did you want? Hokage-sama, can I join the ANBU? Sarutobi was dumbfounded by this request. But he found the strength to say, Okay, but first you'll have to pass the test. Yes, no problem, Naruto answered. Raven, dog, said the Hokage, and two ANBU appeared in front of him. One in a dog mask with ash-colored hair, and the other in a raven mask with black hair. Hey brat, Raven is one of the Uchiha, Kurama growled mentally. Thoughts or mental conversation. I understand you. Thanks for the warning. Naruto thanked his Shizu. Conduct a check for Naruto, Hiruzen ordered. Hi, the ANBU said in unison. Let's go to Training Ground 7, said the ANBU with the dog mask. Okay, answered Naruto. At the training ground. So, Naruto, you will fight against the dog, and I will be the judge. Raven explained. The opponents stood opposite each other and waited for the command. Let's start, said Uchiha. Naruto and the Umbu clashed in taijutsu. Naruto dominated, although not by much. So they fought for 15 minutes. Suddenly Kakashi, the Umbu with the dog mask, realizes that he is losing and jumps away from the boy. The Umbu began to fold the seals for the Chidori technique, when suddenly Naruto creates 10 clones, of which 9 distracted a slightly surprised Hatake. While the clones distract the Umbu, who fights back with all sorts of techniques, the real one and the clone create a Rasengan. As soon as the Rasengan was finished, the dog was still fighting the clones. Thanks to this, Naruto had the opportunity to strike from behind. Hiding his chakra, the blonde made a distraction, with the help of a clone disguised as a Rasengan. As soon as the Umbu was distracted by the clone with a fake Rasengan, the original came up from behind and struck so that Hatake flew forward, breaking trees in his path. Raven, looking at the boy, was completely shocked. A 10-year-old boy defeated a seasoned ANBU. Uchiha also noticed that this was not the blonde's entire strength, but only part of it, and he was also very smart for his age. In a word, a genius. As soon as the dust settled, Naruto immediately ran to the ANBU for help while Raven was lost in his thoughts. When he ran up and saw that, basically, everything was okay with him, at first glance. Phew, it seems like everything is okay with him, the blonde thought. Yeah, not counting a few fractures and chakra depletion, the fox grinned. How did you figure that out? Naruto asked Kurama. It wouldn't hurt you to learn Irian Jutsu. Okay, that's later, but now take him, get Uchiha out of his thoughts and go to the hospital. Yeah. The blonde somehow took Hataki and went to hand it to Raven, who was still in the clouds. Hey, can you hear me? The boy asked Uchiha, but there was no answer. Then Naruto came closer and said, Take him, he's heavy. And with these words he threw the dog at Raven, and Uchiha did not expect this, tried to catch it, but stumbled and fell on his butt and then Kakashi flies into Raven so well that if it weren't for the masks, they would have definitely kissed. At that moment, Naruto burst out laughing along with Kurama at such a picture. It's a pity I don't have a camera, Kurama said through laughter. Yeah, Naruto agreed with his schizophrenia. Get up, said the blonde. Raven was digesting what had happened all this time. And only then did he understand what had happened. Uchiha quickly stood up and, taking the dog, went to the hospital with the blonde. Having carried the unconscious ANBU to the hospital, they went to the residence. Having reached the office, they knocked. Come in. They barely heard the permission to enter and went in. Hokage-sama, Naruto passed the test, he defeated the dog. Raven reported. Understood, Hiruzen said. Give him an ANBU uniform and a mask. Come to me tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the mission. Hokage-sama, I wanted to ask you to be an ANBU until the Genin exam. Is that possible? Naruto asked. Okay, said Sarutobi. Thank you. Hokage-sama, we will go, said Raven. Yeah, go ahead. When they got out, they headed to the ANBU headquarters. Listen, what's your name? Naruto asked. Itachi Uchiha, said the ANBU, taking off his mask and smiling at the boy. They walked the whole way in conversation. Itachi realized during this time that Naruto was a good conversationalist, and it was very fun to talk to him. At the headquarters, Uchiha showed where to get equipment, and they went to choose a mask. Naruto noticed a fox mask out of the corner of his eye and chose it. Good choice, Naruto-kun, Itachi said. Thank you, Itachi-san, the Jinchuriki replied. You're welcome. And yes, you'll be in squad U with me, Dog and Weasel. Tomorrow, don't forget, at the residence at 9 o'clock. I see. By the way, did they say when Dog will be discharged? Naruto asked. In about a week. After all, his left arm and right leg are broken. I see. I should have hit him weaker, Naruto said and smiled guiltily. Okay, I'm leaving. Goodbye, Itachi-san. The blonde said goodbye and ran home. Yeah, bye, Uchiha said to the running Jinchuriki and went home himself. At home, Naruto ate and went to bed. Tomorrow promises to be difficult, thought the blonde. And he fell into the kingdom of Morphus. In the morning, Naruto got up as usual at 6 o'clock, did water procedures and went to cook himself breakfast. After eating, he got ready and went to training. After training, he went back home, since it was now 7:40. At home, he took a shower. The blonde slowly got dressed and, having collected everything he needed, ran to the residence, since there was very little time left before the meeting. When the Jinchuriki knocked and received permission to enter, the blonde noticed that he was not alone in the office. His teammates Laska and Raven were there. Finally, everyone is here, the Hokage began. Now your mission is rank A, escort the daimyo and his daughter. Sarutobi handed the scroll with the mission description to Raven. The Uchiha quickly read the document. Hi, Hokage-sama, said Raven. Move out now, Hiruzen said, and the ANBU moved to the gate. The daimyo and his daughter Sayuri were already standing there. Hello, we will accompany you, Itachi said. Hello, who is this little guy? He's about 10 years old. Is he going to accompany me too? Daimyo began to be indignant. Yes. He is the new member of the Fox team. And by the way, for your information, he defeated the copy ninja. So don't underestimate him, Raven said. He really defeated Kakashi Hatake, the Konoha copy ninja? He's a genius. To defeat a seasoned ANBU at about 10 years old. That's just unbelievable, thought Daimyo. Okay, I understand, said the aforementioned one out loud. Then let's move out. Hi, Team U said in unison. So they walked in silence for 10 minutes. Sayuri decided to speak first. She approached Lise, who was walking behind. What is your name? For example, mine is Sayuri, the daimyo's daughter began the dialogue. Call me Fox, The blonde answered briefly. Can I know your real name? The girl asked. No, the guy said curtly. I see, said Sayuri. And they continued walking in silence. For 2 hours, no one attacked. The Jinchuriki found this strange, since they almost reached their destination, but as luck would have it, 5 shadows appeared in front of them. Looking closely, Naruto realized that they were the swordsmen of the mist. When the swordsman approached, the blonde immediately realized who it was. There stood Fukuki Suikazan, Samahata sword or great sword, Kushimaru Kurirer, Nobari sword or long sword, Jinin Akabino, Kabutawari sword or blunt sword, Jinpachi Munashi, Shibuki sword or explosive sword, Amuri Ringo, Kiba sword or thunder swords. O swordsman of the mist. If I'm not mistaken, then Amuri Ringo, Jinpachi Munashi, Jinin Akabino, Kushimaru Kurirer and Fatudi, no. Fashuti, that's not it. Remind me what your name is. I've completely forgotten. Naruto said with a fox-like smile, but it was not visible because of the mask. Are you kidding me, kid? I am Fukuki Suikazan. Remember. Fukuki was angry. And unable to bear it, he ran at the fox. When the swordsman wanted to hit him, the blonde cut off his head, and the lifeless body fell to the ground. Everyone was shocked by this picture, but Raven and Weasel quickly came to their senses and decided to go on the attack. But before they could take a step, they heard the sound of metal from their comrade. Looking there, Raven and Weasel stood in shock again, since the fox was fighting on equal terms with the other swordsmen of the fog. They fought like this for about 10 minutes and Naruto began to lose ground, so he decided to turn on the Jogen. Jumping away from the enemies, the blonde gave chakra to his eyes and the whole world seemed to be in slow motion. The Jinchuriki quickly made a Rasengan and ran at Amuri Ringo, who wanted to cut off Weasel's head. The fox quickly ran up to her and hit her in the side with a Rasengan. She flew off a decent distance, but then Naruto ran up and hit her in the heart area with a Kazami so that she wouldn't get up again. Behind! Shouted Kurama, who had been sleeping until then. At these words, the Jinchuriki quickly turns around and barely manages to block Kabutawari's blow, but the sword hits his shoulder. Then the blonde noticed that Laska had lost consciousness, and Itachi was fighting Kushimaru Kurirer and Jinpachi Munashi, but the fox did not lose his head and quickly pulled out another kunai from under his bag, quickly stabbing it into the enemy's throat. After Jinin Akabino's body fell dead, the Jinchuriki suddenly appeared behind Kushimaru Kurirer and cuts off his head. When he did this, he tried to hit the other swordsman, but he managed to block the blow. But suddenly Naruto got tired of this and began to quickly fold the seals. Fire Dragon, technique, shouted the fox and a giant fire dragon rushed towards the enemy. Jinpachi Munashi barely managed to dodge, but his legs still got caught under the technique. The enemy was lying down and couldn't get up, but when he saw a blonde man limping towards him, he asked, "What is your name?" "Naruto. Uzumaki Naruto," the Jinchuriki answered. "I, Jinpachi Munashi, give you the nickname Golden Fox of Konoha. And now, please fulfill my request, finish me off," said the swordsman and closed his eyes. Naruto decided not to torture him and quickly finished off Jinpachi. As soon as he finished, he immediately lost consciousness, but Itachi managed to catch him. "Golden Fox, interesting," said Daimyo under his breath and, taking his daughter by the hand, approached Raven. "Let's make a stop so that your teammates can come to their senses." "Fine. In 3 hours." Weasel and Fox woke up at almost the same time. "What happened?" asked Laska. "If it weren't for the fox, we wouldn't have stood up to them. He alone defeated the swordsman of the fog," Raven explained. "I see. Thank you." Laska thanked the Jinchuriki. "You're welcome," Naruto replied. "So, we need to continue the mission," Itachi said. Everyone gathered and moved on. After 30 minutes, they escorted Daimyo and headed home. The ANBU walked halfway in silence. Laska was the first to break the silence. "Listen, Fox, what's your name?" "My name is Shursui Uchiha." The aforementioned introduced himself. "I'm Naruto Uzumaki." "Nice to meet you, Shursui-san." "Me too." So while talking they reached Konoha. Approaching the gates they greeted the guards and went to the residence. After knocking, The ANBU heard permission to enter and entered. "Hello, Hokage-sama, we have completed the mission," Raven began. There were unforeseen circumstances. Seeing Sarutobi's interested look, Uchiha continued. "We were attacked by 5 of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, but the fox dealt with them." Hiruzen nearly fell off his chair when he heard this. After recovering from the shock, he said, "I see. Here is your money for the completed task." "Is that all?" "No. Here's a present for you," said the fox and threw the scroll with the swordsmen's bodies right in front of the Hokage, and then continued, "That's all now." "Good. Then you're free, go on a mission tomorrow and warn the dog." "Hi," said Team U in unison, and everyone went home. And so the missions dragged on for another 2 years. During this time, Naruto figured out the ability of his eyes, and it turned out that he could copy the abilities of the Mangekyo. And only Itachi, Shursui, Kakashi, and Hiruzen know about his eyes. Yes, Naruto met Hatake. The Uchihas helped the Jinchuriki master dojutsu, and also pulled him up in Kenjutsu. Ask, what about the academy? There, they completely forgot about the blonde. As if he was never there. And Sasuke, like in canon, has a fan club, only guys. Our Jinchuriki has not seen her all this time. And so, let's move on to Naruto. He has become taller, with a moderately pumped-up body. His blonde hair is gathered in a high ponytail with bangs. An elongated face with scars on each cheek similar to a fox's mustache. Eyes like blue topazes. Casual clothes consist of a red sweater and black pants, and on his feet are black shinobi sandals. Now the blonde is going to the residence, since tomorrow is the exam for Genin, and he wanted to leave the ANBU before this exam. When he approached the Hokage's office, he knocked and began to wait for permission to enter, but he did not have to wait long, and almost immediately the blonde heard. "Come in." Naruto entered and saw Sarutobi, covered with documents and smoking a pipe. "Hello? Did you want something?" Hiruzen started the conversation. "Hello? Yes. I'm leaving ANBU." "Okay. I'll warn your former class teacher that you'll be at the exam. If that's all, you're free to go." "Hi," said the blonde and left the office. When Naruto left, he went back home to rest. The next day. The morning was good for the Jinchuriki. After getting up, he did all the water procedures and went to prepare breakfast. For breakfast there were scrambled eggs with bacon. Having dressed in casual clothes, Naruto went towards the academy. On the way, all the girls looked at him with loving eyes. The blonde hoped that at least at the academy they would not pester him. Arriving at the academy, he found his classroom and went into it. As soon as everyone saw him, they began to whisper, and the girls looked with loving eyes and argued about who would sit with him. As soon as he sat down at the free last desk near the window, suddenly 2 girls entered the classroom, one with pink hair and the other with pale yellow. They were Sakura and Ino. As soon as they saw Naruto, they immediately began to run to him, not forgetting to argue about who would sit with him. A black-haired girl from the Uchiha clan was watching this picture. She wanted to remember where she saw this blonde guy that she liked. "Hi. I'm Sakura, and you, if I'm not mistaken, are Naruto, right? Can I sit with you?" Sakura started babbling. "I'm Ino." "No, big-headed one, I'll sit with him." The yellow-haired girl started scolding the pink-haired girl. "No, Ino pork, I'll sit with him." The Jinchuriki moved to another desk, and the girls didn't even notice. He moved to where the brunette was sleeping and, as Naruto realized, his friend, who was constantly eating. "Hello? I'm Naruto." He introduced himself. "Shikamaru," said the one who was sleeping. "Chuji," said the guy who was eating. "Nice to meet you," said the blonde, and began to wait for the teacher, and the girls looked at him with loving glances. And then a couple of minutes later Irika came. "Hello, children. I see the new guy has already arrived. Then introduce yourself, please." "Hello, Irika. Naruto Uzumaki." "You don't need to know more," said the Jinchuriki and sat down. Everyone in the class started whispering. The boys were talking about how he hadn't said anything except his name, and the girls were talking about how cool and handsome he was. Only Sasuke sat and looked out the window. Now let's talk about today's exam. It will consist of 3 stages. The first is the written part, the second is throwing kunai and shuriken, The third is illusionary clones. Now I will go and hand out sheets of paper with the test. When I say start, you will have 1 hour to complete the task. After these words, Irika took a stack of sheets of paper and walked around the classroom, putting tests in front of the students. When everyone received their assignments and heard the command, they immediately began answering the test questions. The Jinchuriki quickly completed it and thought about what to do with himself. Having come up with nothing, he decided to draw on the back of the sheet, which was clean. If anything, Naruto was not deprived of talent for drawing. Towards the end of the time allotted to them, Naruto finished the drawing and went to hand in the work. When everyone had handed in their test sheets, Irika gave them to Mizuki to check. Well done, children. Now let's go to the academy's training ground. The second stage will take place there throwing kunai and shurikens. Yumino said and went to the training ground. At a small training ground near the academy there were many children and one adult with a haircut like a pineapple. So, to pass this stage you need to hit 6 out of 10 with a kunai and 6 out of 10 with a shuriken. Irika explained the rules. I won't describe them all. Ino 6/10. 7 out of 10. Choji 8 out of 10 7 out of 10. Shikamaru 8 out of 10 8 out of 10, but he missed the last 2 on purpose so as not to stand out. Sasuke 9 out of 10 10 out of 10. Naruto 10 out of 10 10 out of 10. After that a very loud squeal from the girls in love began, but Naruto does not pay attention to it. Sakura 7 out of 10 6 out of 10. Kiba 8 out of 10 7 out of 10. Hinata 7 out of 10 8 out of 10. Shino refused to throw because his clan is not based only on bugs. After throwing kunai and shuriken, everyone went to Mizuki. Naruto knew in advance that Mizuki wanted to steal the Hokage scroll through a student, so he deliberately failed the test. After the exam, he sat on a swing and made the saddest face possible. A couple of minutes later Mizuki came up. Mizuki-sensei, why did Irika-sensei fail me? I almost succeeded. Irika did this on purpose so that you would become stronger. He made a separate test for you. You need to steal the Hokage scroll, learn one technique, and you will pass the exam. Okay, thank you Mizuki-sensei. Naruto stole the scroll and a couple of hours later Irika found it. But by this time Naruto had disarmed the Mizuki and given it to Irika and returned the scroll to the Hokage. Thanks Naruto. No problem, old man. Well, I'm going. Yes, sure. While walking, he saw Itachi and Sasuke. Running up to them, Naruto started a conversation. Hi Itachi, why aren't you at Missy's today? Hello to you too Naruto. No, I'm on vacation. Sasuke intervened in the conversation here. Nisan, do you know him? Sasuke, don't you remember him? You used to be friends before Naruto went to ANBU. Then Sasuke remembered him. She was surprised that Naruto was ANBU. I see. Let's go to Ichiraku? Yes, of course Sasuke, go order us ramen, we need to discuss something, then we'll come. Yes, sure. Naruto, do you still love her? Yes Itachi, but I'm afraid to admit it because your family is one of the few villagers who hates me. I don't want to lose contact with you because of this. I understand you, but admit it to her, because most likely you will be on the same team, and you have perfect teamwork, especially since she likes you too. Thank you for the support Itachi, I admit. But not today, I still need to think everything over. Okay, but remember, Uchihas are monogamous, they will do anything for love, so I don't advise you to delay this. The next morning Naruto got up, as always did water procedures, ate, and got dressed went to the academy for distribution. When he entered the office, he immediately heard Naruto-kun, but he did not pay attention to it, and went and sat down on the last desk near the window. About 5 minutes later Sasuke entered the classroom, and seeing the blonde went to him. Hello Naruto, said the Uchiha as she sat down next to Uzumaki. Yeah, hi. The Jinchuriki replied and lay down to take a nap until the teacher arrived. But fate thought otherwise. 2 people flew into the office. One with pink hair, and the other with light yellow. When Sakura and Ino reached the desk where Naruto was sitting and trying to take a nap, they immediately noticed Sasuke and began to look at her angrily, and wanted to say something when Irika entered the office. So quickly settle down in your places and let's begin the distribution, said Yumino and began to wait for everyone to sit down. Sakura immediately sat down on the last free seat next to Uzumaki and, sticking her tongue out at Ino, began to look at the object of her adoration. Since everyone is seated, then I can begin, but first I will say something from myself. Naruto did not listen for the next 15 to 20 minutes, and when Iruka began to announce the commands, he began to listen, but suddenly, like a bolt from the blue, Yumino spoke. Team number 7, Uzumaki Naruto, Sasuke Uchiha and Haruno Sakura. The teacher didn't have time to finish speaking before Sakura squealed with joy, and the Jinchuriki and Sasuke were already thinking about what they had sinned so much. Ahem, Sakura, can I continue? Yumino asked the pink-haired girl. Oh, sorry, Haruno answered and sat back on the chair, very pleased. So where was I? And definitely your teacher Kakashi Hatake. That's all. Wait for your senseis, good luck. And Iruka left the office. After 40 minutes everyone was gone, only team number 7 remained. Kakashi-senpai will probably be late again for a few hours, Naruto thought, trying not to pay attention to Sakura, who stuck to him like a leech. A few hours later, Uzumaki felt Hataki's chakra and began to wait for him to enter the office. He was right. A few minutes later, a tall man with ash blonde hair, a mask on half his face, a Konoha protector that covers one eye, and in a jounin vest entered the office. Yo, Kakashi-senpai, long time no see. The blonde greeted. Yeah, Naruto, long time no see. Clearly confused because Hatake didn't expect to see this blonde here, but quickly gathering his thoughts he continued. So I'll wait for you on the roof and we'll get acquainted. Having said this, Kakashi disappeared into the haze. So, shall we go? Naruto asked and walked towards the door. Naruto-kun, wait for me! Sakura shouted and ran after the Jinchuriki, and Sasuke simply followed. When Team 7 entered the roof, they saw that their sensei was leaning against the fence and reading a book. The guys quickly walked and sat down on the steps. Kakashi, seeing that everything was in place, began to speak. I see everyone has come, then we can begin. Let's get acquainted first. Tell us about yourself, Hatake said without looking up from his book. Sensei, set an example, Sakura asked. Okay. Kakashi Hatake, Jonin of Konoha. You don't need to know what I love and hate. The dream won't be interesting to you. Hobby, reading. Finished the sensei of Team 7. But you didn't tell us anything except your name. Sakura was indignant. Actually, I said that my hobby is reading. So now it's up to you. And the ash-haired man gestured at Haruno. Sakura Haruno, Genin of Konoha. I love a glance towards Naruto. And I hate Sasuke. I dream of and again a loving glance towards Uzumaki. Okay. Now you? Kakashi said, looking at Naruto. Good. The Jinchuriki began. My name is Uzumaki Naruto, Genin of Konoha. You don't need to know what I love and hate. My dream and goal won't be interesting to you. I have no hobbies. When the blonde finished, Kakashi pointed towards Sasuke. She saw this and began. Sasuke Uchiha, Genin of Konoha. I love my family, but I hate traitors. My dream and goal is to become a strong kunoichi. I have no hobbies. Uchiha finished. Since we met, then tomorrow at 7 at the 7th training ground. Sakura didn't let Hatake finish. Why so early? The pink-haired girl exclaimed. Sakura, I haven't finished yet. There's a test tomorrow and it's better not to have breakfast. Also, Naruto, please stay late. The ash-haired man finished speaking. Okay, Naruto replied. After 5 minutes, everyone left the roof except Uzumaki and Kakashi. So what did you want to talk to me about? Naruto asked. I didn't think I'd be your sensei, Hatake grinned. Come to me and I'll tell you why I asked you to stay. While they were walking to Hatake's house, he told how, returning from a mission, he found a fox in the forest, which was not in the best shape, and then wanted Naruto to take it to himself. Because if Kakashi left the fox in the forest, it would die in the next few days. The blonde, of course, agreed to take it. Arriving home, Kakashi and his guests went into the kitchen and continued their conversation there. Kakashi, where is the fox? Naruto asked after a while. Probably hiding somewhere. If you want, go look for it. Do you want tea or coffee? Said Hatake. I wouldn't refuse some tea. The blonde replied and left. It didn't take long to find the little fox. Since the fox came out immediately when he saw the blonde and realized that he was not dangerous to him. Naruto, seeing this beautiful creature, who looked at him with blue eyes, picked him up and carried him to the kitchen. "Hey Kakashi, look, I found him." The happy blonde walked into the kitchen. And at that moment, the ash-haired man noticed two pairs of eyes looking at him, which were bottomless like the oceans. I couldn't find him all morning, and you went and found him in 5 minutes," Hatake said, pushing a mug of tea towards Uzumaki and began to watch him examine the furry creature. A couple of minutes later, Naru sat the fox on his lap and took a sip of tea and began to speak. "His paw is dislocated. I will cure him and keep him. If of course he wants to be free, then I will not keep him." Having said this, the Jinchuriki looked at the sleeping red lump. "Okay," Kakashi answered, and they talked some more and Naruto went home with the fox. What should I call you?" Uzumaki thought as he walked home. "I'll definitely have to stop by and buy him some food." "Hey Naru, I sense chakra from him, but it's not enough," said the nine-tailed. "Oh, you finally showed up. And why were you gone for so long?" asked the blonde man who had entered the store and was getting some food. "It doesn't matter. I think this fox cub was not far from where you were born because foxes don't have chakra," Kurama reasoned. "Then you can train him and he will be able to fight and go on missions with you." "I see," Naruto answered, and leaving the store, he headed towards home. Arriving home, the blonde put the fluffy lump on the bed and went to look for a first aid kit. No, of course he can immediately cure the fox, but it will be better if he bandages it. Having found what he was looking for, Naruto went to the fox. When Uzumaki came, he saw that the fox was sleeping and decided to carefully bandage and heal the paw. When everything was done, the blonde went to cook food for himself and his new friend. All that was left was to figure out what to call him, but this can be done later, and now the main thing is dinner. Naru decided to cook rice with curry and fish for dinner. While the blonde was spinning around the stove, an idea came into his bright head about what to call the fox. And they will call him Katsu. When Naruto prepared dinner, he was about to take the fox to eat when he suddenly heard quiet footsteps, but they were not the footsteps of a person, but of an animal. And Naruto immediately realized that it was Katsu who hobbled in. Turning around, he saw this miracle, who was sitting and waiting to be fed. Uzumaki was touched by this cactus and put his plate of food next to the fox. He barked in gratitude and began to eat. Naruto, smiling, sat down at the table and also began to eat. After dinner, Uzumaki picked up the well-fed fox in his arms and carried him to the bathroom. "Katsu needs to wash you. You're so dirty," said the blonde as he walked towards the bathtub. After 20 minutes, the fox was clean, and Naruto was all scratched and drying this red creature. When the fox was dry, the blonde went to take a bath and treat the wounds. When everything was done, Uzumaki went to sleep, and Katsu settled down next to him. So they wandered into the kingdom of Morphus.